Only sports show in town brave enough to do a full hour, and we've got a doozy on ice for you tonight. Division titles being won all over the league, and Frank Layden drops by to tell us about a new audiobook, and he's got good news for Jazz fans who might find this season a little bit unsettling. It's straight ahead, it's a full hour, the perfect way to end your weekend. Brian and Amy, I'm ready to take over as soon as you guys send things over.
All right, looks good.
Well, if Frank Layden says it.
It's gospel.
Yeah, there you go.
Man,
something like that.
Adam, thanks.
All right, see you in a bit.
Coming up on Talkin' Sports, Frank Layden stops by to talk about a new audiobook he's voiced, and he's got great things to say about the future of the franchise. Joining us now on Talkin' Sports, my first ever interview with Frank Layden. It is a pleasure to have you in studio today.
Thank you very much.
You ready for the holidays?
Well, I am.
Who is ready for the holidays?
You know, I'll tell you what, I love the holidays. You know, it's we get our families together, we get the kids together, and it's always fun. If you don't enjoy the holidays, I don't know. There got to be something wrong with you.
You came here 37 years ago to get involved with the Utah Jazz, and you never left. You know, even after retirement, you've stayed here, and you're such a strong fixture in the community. You really love it here, don't you?
I do. You know, to tell you the truth, I have the means to live anywhere in the world. And a lot of times when I go back east, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and lived upstate New York quite a bit of my life, the people ask me, they say, how come you stay out there? And I said, because it's a great place to live. And you know, it's not just the scenery, it's not just God's gifts that have been given to us here, it's the people. There's a warm atmosphere here. I think people like me, I like them, I like it here. And it was a great place to bring up a family. And now it's a great place to be retired.
And you still have such a good hand in things. Anytime the Jazz have a good event going on, you're a part of that. You and I have done charity golf tournaments together over the years. And now you're getting involved with the Utah Wheelin Jazz. There's an audio book that came out recently. DoinHardWork.com is where you can download this book. Tell me about this. This sounds wonderful.
I'm interested in sports in general. I think sports are healthy. They're good for kids. They're good for young people. They're good for a community. You know, you see how this community gets around their football team and their basketball teams. But the wheelchair basketball fascinated me. Basketball's hard, and yet these athletes love to play it so much, and they put so much into it. First of all, you got to be in great physical shape.
It's very difficult to do. I've actually, when I was a sportscaster in Idaho, was invited to play in an event. It is so difficult.
It's very hard to do, you know, and it's still basketball. It's about putting the ball in the basket. It's about stopping people from putting the ball in the basket. You'll see block shots. You'll see great passes. You know, these are very good athletes who pay a tremendous price. They're not getting any paid. In fact, it costs them money to play.
And the travel's involved and everything.
Yeah, well, in this particular book, all right, it's an audio book right now, which I narrated. It tells the story of we follow the team, the Wheelin Jazz, for a week and a weekend. They travel round trip 1,500 miles between Friday and Sunday to play 2 basketball games, all right, in LA, and they're back in time to go to work on Monday. I've often wondered, it might be fun and a good fundraiser if we could have them play maybe one of our college teams or pro teams. Yeah, and bring everything down to being equal. It's not easy.
If anyone could spearhead something like that, I think you'd be pretty influential. Now, Randall Wade is the one who came out. He's kind of the mastermind behind the book. The idea is eventually it'll become a documentary film. Tell me about Jeff Griffin, who's one of the star players for the Wheelin Jazz.
Well, first of all, and I'm going to compare him with somebody that we all know and we all have so much respect for, is Karl Malone.
Wow.
First of all, he's a bruiser.
Okay.
All right. He's a big guy. He's tough. He plays hard. And that, you know, we all know that about Karl Malone, that he did all those things. But what we don't always realize is how tough Karl was with his teammates. You know, Jeff wants to win. He wants them to play hard, and he'll get after them. He knows it's not a popularity contest with them. They respect him because they know that he's going to do as much as he can to succeed.
I can't let you go without telling us about this young Utah Jazz team. This season is what it is right now. Not going to make the playoffs. They're looking, they're in a rebuilding stage, which hasn't.
These are the ones that are going to, 4 or 5 years from now, we'll be thinking of as our stars, and they're ours.
You're an optimistic guy, just like me, my kind of guy.
Why not?
Frank Layden.
I came from Brooklyn, you came from Pocatello.
Yeah, I'm actually. And here we are on Talkin Sports. Thanks so much for joining us. DoinHardWork.com, where you can download the audiobook.
You can get the audiobook, and you're going to be doing good. And that's where it really comes down to in the end. And I think you're going to admire these guys. They're something special. They are. And don't get them mad.
Good advice. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You see us Talkin Sports, doing all kinds of extended coverage on the weekend.
Hi, this is Frank Layden. I want to wish you all a very happy New Year. And if you need any inspiration to keep your New Year's resolutions, please consider the audiobook I just narrated about the Utah Wheelin Jazz. It's at doinhardwork.com. That's DOIN hardwork.com.